We're going to do is we're going to get into the snapshots because there have been quite a few snapshots recently. Recently. So we've got starting from the 3rd week up until until this week, which is the 6th week. Now you've probably heard what's in these snapshots. I'm a little bit late to the party here, even though I haven't been streaming or recording any videos or anything like that. So we're going to do this. So first of all, in 23W03A, we've got just fixes of have a separate animation when empty-handed. That was just something a little bit funny they did. Armor stands, preserve custom names and place when broken. So their new accessibility screens when launching the new player. There's arrow key navigation. Auto jump is off by default, so that's a cool, nice one. Not too big, but also big. It's just something cool. Auto jump is a good feature to have, but also when you're working with keyboard and mouse isn't normally the thing that you want, so it's quite nice to have that off by default now. The resource pack is also keyboard navigable. You've got a notification display time, and you can basically have it come up for 10 times longer or half as long. There's a new ride command, which is actually quite funny in some cases, actually, and then obviously you've got mob heads can now be placed on top of blocks without sneaking, so instead of having to, do this and then sneak, you can just do that and it's fine. It's not too big of a deal, so that's cool. So you've also got then, the ride command, which is which is a funny one. So if I just have a look at this camera, so no, wrong way around, /ride, that one, mount this animal, and now I'm riding this animal. Normally you can do this, but you can also do it with, funny mobs, like, do you want to ride this panda here? Because we can ride this panda here. Mount to this animal, and we're riding a panda. That's something that you can do now. You can pretty much ride any entity, I think. Whether it's intended or not, you can do that. So we'll get into 23W04A now, where enchantment glint is now more subtle, which is such a big one because the enchantment glint was a little bit, shall we say, a little bit overbearing, but it just turned everything purple. You can even see on this book, it looks different. It looks like so different because, well, the enchantment glint has changed. The texture hasn't, but it looks like it's changed just because I'm not used to, like, books having this enchanted thing, right? Written books. It looks weird, but that's indeed how they look now. Like, you can see it looks normal every so often when it just kind of swashes over. Armor is probably the big one. You can see here also, yes, that is armor trims. We'll get into those later. I said we've got the armor trims. So we've got the new armor trimming system, added smithing template items, redesigned the smithing table, changed how netherite equipment is crafted. That is the big feature so far. We've got the new armor trims. So you can see here, we've got basically just this netherite chest plate. Because we can just show off now with the netherite chest plate. So we can just get a netherite chest plate. This is, I think, one of my favourite combos has probably got to be, the netherite chest plate. I'm not sure which, and the amethyst shard. You can actually use amethyst. I think you can also use copper. If I'm not mistaken, so that's another small use for copper. So yeah, pretty cool. You've also got the smithing templates, which I'm not sure which one I like the best. I haven't really tried them out that much, but we'll go for this ward armor trim. So basically, you can find them in lots of different places. They'll generally spawn in a chest loot, depending on what they are. So you've got, this eye armor trim will spawn in what are they called? Strongholds. And one really cool feature is actually you can basically clone them, right? But I'll get into that. So basically, I quite like, so I'll just get this trim. So you can actually put copper on that. That's another nice use for the copper. But my favourite colour scheme has got to be netherite and then amethyst, because the purple goes nice with that blacky purpley colour. And you can see there, that's pretty cool. It is been received so well by everyone. Originally you couldn't put netherite stuff on netherite, but you can now. So you'll also notice that the smithing table has been changed. How do you upgrade from diamond to netherite? Well, it's pretty easy because you just need to get this this netherite upgrade smithing template, some nether ingots, and then obviously your diamond stuff. What you can actually do is basically you'll find these in Pick and Bastions. What you can do is once you've got one of them, you can use this. You can place them on top. So all of these are similar. So in terms of that, they've got diamonds on the outside. You've got the template at the top and the middle, and then you've got a block. It's not always going to be netherrack. It's going to be changes depending on which thing you're using. But here we've got two now. So if you've only found one of these smithing templates, we'll use a lot more diamonds in order to get netherrack. So you can see that if we just go over to here, we can upgrade this using the netherite into a netherite chestplate. And so originally you couldn't actually put these on put netherite on netherite or diamond on diamond, etc, etc, but you can now. The color is slightly different, so that is, you can see it, but it's a bit hard. I'm not sure why you would want to do that. It's not the prettiest thing putting netherite on netherite or diamond on diamond. Like, I was fine that they wasn't possible before, but you know what? Cool, it's fine. And I think there's like over 2,000 combinations that you can do. I mean, there's probably not 2,000 combinations for what most people will do. Most people will go for, like, you know, the same amethyst on all of their armor. But technically you can have like over 2,000 combinations of armor if you want. You could have some really weird and wacky one that the chances are no one else has, but also most people might go for the same one, so that's fine because there are probably more objectively better ones than others. Just gonna say that. Also something else, so other things from 23W04A. So it's a fairly small one in terms of the number of changes, however it does have that giant feature, which is really cool and really exciting to see. A new registry for the trim pattern, new recipe serializer for the smithing transform, but yeah, you got new stuff, things. The smithing table temporarily has two UI menus because they've obviously updated it in this, and so obviously this is not the full update, right? So this is just experimental features, meaning that basically it has to have this when you're updating the experimental features, but also the old one when you don't. So that's just something that they temporarily have. I'm speaking too fast, you know, to get these things across. But yeah, there's a ton in this update, right? I feel like I'm skipping over a ton of stuff. I mean, there is no reason why you not want it. You know, you can just personalize your armor a little bit more. And obviously this fits really well into the theme. I don't know why they wouldn't have added it if they didn't really fit that well into the theme. Also, oops, I broke this sign. Oh well, it's fine. I've broken it and replaced it many times. We got 23W058. They've updated the Create New World screen. Now that's a bit of a meh change. It's some good, some bad. It's a bit. It's a step in a direction, shall we say. Like, some of it, it's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's more similar to the Bedrock thing, ever so slightly in terms of how the menus work, but otherwise it's still pretty different, and I don't think that they're really going to try and unionize it, if that's really a word that I can use in that situation. So also a really cool feature is that interacting with armor. Okay, I've got some armor on, I can just swap between these. That is huge, and that is, you know, really exciting. You can do it with elytras as well, so that will be a big one. So you're just, I don't know, you're falling, and I don't know, I have this in my middle hand, so I can just, you know, normally have my MRG bucket, but if I'm falling, I don't have my bucket with me. Oh wait, I can do that, I can switch, and I can go like that. For a temporary amount of time, allow you to take off cursor binding. Yeah, it allowed you to swap off cursor binding things, so that's been that's been fixed obviously now. What else is in 23W05A? So change how tooltip menu, the positioning, so just some small little accessibility changes. You've also got enchantment glints are changed. Added infinite as an option for commands. So if you go /effect, give me blindness, you can make that infinite now, or you can make that 1,000, 100, 10 seconds, or infinite is now a possibility. So you can see here that I'm really lost. I really don't know what's happening, but I've got blindness for an infinite amount of time. You can see it's just got this little infinity logo there. A lot of these changes are just nice little quality of life improvements. It's like one or two big features, like really big features, and then pretty much quite a few other little quality of life updates. Which, you know what? If there's any update that's going to do that, it's going to be this update. Not that they didn't do it in previous updates. 1.20 is just kind of the update where they can just kind of get away with pretty much putting whatever they want. It's like, we don't technically have a name or much of a theme, so we can just kind of say that relatively corresponds with storytelling, because you know what, and then we can just add it. Not that they need a reason to add anything, but you know, it's like certain features. It's like, yeah, why did you? That doesn't really fit with the theme. But you know what? The theme is so vague that they pretty much added whatever they want. I think we have kind of needed this just kind of big, small update that just has a lot of quality of life improvements, just kind of parity changes, all sorts of just small things like that, as well as they're just like adding all the big features as well. Not necessarily biome update or anything like that, but they are adding a ton of big, you know, sort of just system changes almost in a way, like the armor trimming and stuff like that. We've also got the new blocks, which I can't see it being too hard for them to add new blocks in comparison to other things. So you've also got armor trims can be applied to leather, which they couldn't before. Armor can have trims of the same material, which they couldn't before. Gene armor has been tweaked and adjusted loot tables, so basically they're a little bit more common in the structures where you find them. So you'll find them in the chests and stuff. So that's 05A. 06A, which is currently the latest snapshot. You've got jukeboxes play a little notes like in Bedrock. So if we just get, I don't know, Pig Step or something, you know, just one of the best CDs, you can see, you can play it, and it has a little note block above it. Pretty cool, pretty nice. We can just, you know, jam to this. So you've also got added painting variants to the creative menu. So we can have a look if we can go to paintings. We can see you've got a ton of paintings now, so you can choose which one you want. So you can choose this, I don't know, we can choose this 1x1 Albanian, and it will always be the same picture every time. Pick blocking it currently at the moment doesn't actually give you the same painting. It just gives you a generic painting. Would be nice if your pick block would give you that current painting, but you know what, it's fine. We can deal with that. That might be something they add, that might be something they don't, I don't know. Added option called damage tilt for controlling camera shake when hurt. So basically, so instead of like, you know, getting like, instead of the camera going whoop, it kind of goes whoop. Not quite that, it tilts rather than, you know, shaking, but I can't really tilt the camera because that's not an option you can do, only by damaging. So added tooltips in the keybinds, that's for which when they are conflicting. So if we just go into that, we can go into controls, nope, not mouse but settings keybinds. We can just go, you know, 1, and we can go a little exclamation mark. You can see that those, oh no, those are conflicting, so we can just change that back to 1 and we're all fine. We're all good. Added display entities for flexible display of items, blocks, and texts. Added entity dismount and entity mount. Added a group of entities to display items, blocks, and texts. Added execute summon, customization. Added do vine spread game rule. So do vine spread, you've got a new game rule which is pretty cool. Do vine spread. We can just say that's false, that vines don't actually spread. That's a pretty cool one for maps and stuff, because if you have the vines in a very specific area and then they overgrow, that's not good. You have to keep going after them and stopping them from doing that. And, you know, especially maps and stuff, you don't exactly want that to happen. Sometimes it can happen in survival, but you just gotta deal with it in survival. The big feature from that one is actually the display entities. Now, this is more of a technical change, but as we can see, we've got just a block of dirt here, which is actually display entity. So what we can do is we can just display that. Whoa! Look at that! It's a giant rotated cube. You can see it scale it differently on different axes. you can rotate it. All you need to do is go /summon. So either be called a block display, item display, or text display. We'll go for an item display. I think it's item ... You can add that to it. What we'll do is we'll do ID is going to be Minecraft. Let's just do amethyst shard, shall we? I like the amethyst shards. We'll go for the amethyst shard. We can do that, and hopefully that will have not worked correctly. I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna have to get up the Minecraft changelog, because I'm not quite that into it, into the technical side. I do like to dip my toes in again every so while. I kind of like to dip my feet in or something, but I'm not that hugely into it. ID Minecraft dirt count 1. You can see that there's a Minecraft dirt now there. We can then change it to amethyst shard if we wanted to, so we can go amethyst shard. And there we go, we've got a nice little floating amethyst shard. We can also change it so that it faces towards us. So what is it called? Shall we see? It's called billboard. So what we can do with the billboard is we can change it to center us. So billboard, we can go center. And what we'll do is we spawn this, and it looks towards us now. Look at that, that's cool. So yeah, this is a huge, massive feature. It's normally before you probably have to do this kind of thing with an armor stand, make it invisible, blah blah blah. But it is so much better than that now, because, well, it doesn't actually have collisions, so it doesn't, follow the tick game rules and whatever, which makes it that a little bit more efficient. Also, you can actually get these from the operators tab. So these paintings that are normally forbidden you can't get, well, you can just get them now from here. So you can just easily get them. You can see that this painting, oh no, it's just a generic painting because I picklocked it, but if I wanted that water painting back, I can go whoop, water, and there we go. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty good change, pretty good changes. I'm making this sound smaller than it is. This is really exciting, because these armor trims are really a big feature. Tons of possibilities, tons of customization. There's lots of quality of life changes in there. You can make these really cool things in vanilla Minecraft. This is just a vanilla Minecraft, and you can make stuff like this. You can do stuff like this, right? It doesn't seem too crazy or too out of vanilla, but also it seems pretty crazy. Also, you do need to kill them using the /kill command, so you can go /kill item display, and they're all gone like that. In order to apply these transforms, also I've noticed that you need to actually merge the data. They're using this data merge command onto the entity. So we've just got, for every Minecraft block that is on those X, Y, and Z coordinates, what we're going to do is we're going to merge the MBT data to this transformation. I've noticed it doesn't actually work by default, so if I just turn this off, this is what it would spawn as, even if I had those things in, but I need to merge it, and look at that, you can see that it rotates quite nicely there.